One of the issues that can come up in debt collection is trying to figure out how to get an asset on your debtor. How do you find out where they're keeping their money? Now, there's a lot of different steps you can do, but today we're going to talk about one of the most basic, which is skip tracing. Skip tracing is actually a huge industry, and you can pay somebody to do it for you for a lot of money, or you can learn some of the basics and try and do it on your own. In my office, we do all of our own skip tracing, and we do it using, for the most part, free resources. Your number one friend for skip tracing in Iowa is actually going to be Iowa Courts Online. There's so much you can learn from the debtor's public history if you know what to look for. Criminal cases can give you affidavits when someone applies for a court-appointed counsel. It might have their address, their new phone number, their email, or even their employer on it. Restitution orders and payment plans can also give you employer information depending on how the county sets up their filings. If someone has had a child support or divorce case, you can often get a lot of financial information off of those kinds of cases. Even a traffic filing can sometimes have a garnishment on it, where another creditor went out and got money from this person, and you can pull up their answers to garnishee on EDMS and see where they did it. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to track down a good address for this person. So traffic filings, anything that has EDMS case that's pretty recent might give you that. If the most recent thing you can find is an FED from 6 months ago, that's still good information, and the reason is that you can track that through the U.S. postal system. As attorneys, we're allowed to use a form that the postmaster has put out that lets us request updated address information. Now, before you do your first one, you want to make sure you read carefully the regulations that are printed on that notice so you're using it properly. We can't just use it for curiosity or fun. It has to be for an actual collection or suit-related issue for service of process on someone. So that's one way you can try and get an updated address. Another is actually by using the Department of Motor Vehicle Records. You can apply to have ongoing access to their system called ARTS. You're going to need to prove you're an attorney, you're going to need to give them a copy of your license, and you're going to need to sign a contract stating you understand how to use it and you're going to follow the rules. You also have to keep track of anyone you disclose that information to. Once you have it, though, it's great. You can look somebody up, you can see what their address is, and you can find out where to go serve them. That's really the point of it. Some other resources are Google, Facebook, LinkedIn. It is amazing how many people will put where they are working on a public forum, and then you know where they're at. County assessors can also tell you if that person has a property in their name, and if you get a judgment in that county, you're going to have a lien on that property. If they go to sell their home and they haven't taken steps to prove it's their homestead under the applicable Iowa laws, you're going to get paid because the bank who's doing a mortgage for the buyer is not going to want that lien on there. So don't underestimate the strength of a lien. They only last for 10 years, but sometimes it's the best way you get paid. It just takes a little bit of time. Now, once you have an idea of where someone's working, you can verify that. Some employers you can just call them up and ask. Some want a fax, some want an email, some refuse to give the information, and some use a verification website like Equifax's work number. Now, those are going to be paid websites, but if you do have access to them, they can also give you updated information. For example, if I know someone was working at Wells Fargo last year, they use work number, I can go search it. Work number will tell me this is a previous employer, but then they'll show me additional results. You can pay another fee, or if you're like us, you have a subscription, and then it'll show you their current employer, and you might get somebody new. Doesn't work for everything, but sometimes it's that little extra push you need. Just keep in mind, a lot of times you're putting together bits and pieces of information from different places, and you need to be patient, and you need to develop an instinct for it. So good luck, and have fun snooping.